I actually hate to ring the bell because there are so many people that we haven't seen in so long. And I know we want to talk to them, but let's call to order the April 22nd Earth Day meeting of the Rotary Club of Jamestown and start with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance Oh, say, can you see God's early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through fair spite o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner o'er the land of the free and the whole earth. Thank you. Be seated. And now Amy Roller will do our invocation for today.
Please bow your heads with me. Our holy and gracious God, on today, this Earth Day, we give you thanks and gratitude for the gift of your creation, for the spring that we see coming, for all of the flowers and the new life, for everything that is good in your creation on this Earth Day. May we steward it well according to your purposes. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Amy. And now, Vice President Kirk with visiting Rotarians and guests. Oh, here comes Joni to give Kirk the visiting Rotarians.
All right, we've got our Weber Knapp group. We've got Brennan Webb, Rhonda Johnson, Wayne Rochelle, and Jody Osgood. I'd like to welcome all of them here with us today. And then we have our speakers. We have Sheriff Quattrone. I think at this point, that's all who we've got. Tom Zeno as well. All right, welcome.
Thank you very much, Kirk. All right, we have a wonderful busy day today, so I will call upon Joni before she even has a chance to sit down for a birthday table. I knew I'd mess everybody off by starting at 12:05, but we got a ton of things.
All right, so did you know that the World Health Organization has determined that this week is World Immunization Week for the success of immunizations and keeping us all safe? So Rotary International is a huge partner with them, with our Rotary, what's it called? Polio Plus program. It's going on for a long time. But we're getting really, really close. And your birthday foundation money that I ask you to donate every time I send you the birthday email goes right to Chicago, right to the foundation, and it helps with all these programs. You can designate for Polio Plus, you can designate for unrestricted, you can designate for maternal health, which is a big article in the current Rotary magazine. You can pick the topic that you want your money to support. And we also get money back. Remember this, money comes back to us I'm not gonna get technical, takes 3 years to get, every 3 years it's based, but anyway, every year we get money back from the foundation to our district. And we can use that money in our global grant requests. And we have used that for for books and bibs. And then we also use, yeah, so we're trying to ramp up how many global grants we can write, because we are the biggest club in District 7090. Are you aware of that? But we have the least amount of activity with, I think, District 7090. The Canadians are putting us to shame. So President Ruth here has a goal of, I think, a minimum of $8,000 a year to raise for the foundation. And that has been the number for the past few years since the pandemic. So we all need to think about how we can use our treasure to help those in the world who need help. Okay, on to the birthdays. So the first birthday girl is Miss Sally, who her birthday is April 4th, Sally Martinez. She's a retired coordinator for the Greater Jamestown Empire Zone. And her side hustle is being really lucky at the 50/50s in Rotary. This woman has got like a 95% return rate on buying a ticket, let me tell you. So you just want to rub up against her hand a little bit sometimes. She's a graduate of the University of Buffalo. She has a bachelor's in environmental design, the American Institute of Certified Planners, and she is a certified business financial planner. So she got a lot of numbers running around her head. Sally joined in 1995. And Sally, who was your sponsor? Pat Kinney. And she is a Paul Harris Fellow 4 times. Happy birthday, Sally. And those Paul Harris Fellows that I'm talking about for you, for the new ones, for the new folks in the room, those are directly out of the foundation support. When you sign up to be a Paul Harris Sustaining Club member with our club and determine that you're going to give at least $100 a year, doesn't have to be on your birthday, but it has to be before June 30th. If you give $100 a year, after $1,000 is accumulated, you are recognized for the Paul Harris Fellow Award, and we have one of those coming up next month. All right, so John Lloyd, he's off enjoying retirement somewhere. John Lloyd joined us back in 1978. Greg Jones brought him to the club. Thank you, Greg. His birthday is April 14th, and he's retired from the precursor to BWB. Happy birthday. And what? Yeah, it was Lloyd and Company. Yep. Happy birthday, John. Our secretary, short-term secretary, Lisa Goodell. Her birthday is in a couple days, April 24th. She's retired, and she went to Bowling Green State University and the California State University and Dominguez Hills, California. She joined the club in 2000. And Lisa, who's your sponsor? Andy Goodell. Interesting. And she's a 3-time Paul Harris Fellow. Happy birthday, Lisa. Sharon Hamilton joined the club in 2000 as well. Her birthday's a few days after that, April 26th. She's retired and attended Jamestown Community College, St. Bonaventure University for her master's, Alfred University for an MPS, and the University of North Texas graduate certificate. And she has served as Assistant District Governor 2014 to 2017. And she is a member of the Paul Harris Sustaining Club member. Thank you, Sharon. Diane Meckley brought her into the club, as I said, in 2000. And she is a 3-time Paul Harris Fellow. Happy birthday, Sharon. She was here last week. Joelle Washer. Joelle Washer's birthday is April 27th. She works for Northwest Bank, and I know her information on Club Runner is not correct because I know she's more than just an area manager, right? Miss Jones. She's a big monkey. She's a higher mucky muck than an area manager. I know that. She's moving up the ladder. She attended JCC, the Ohio State University, and SUNY Fredonia. She is a Paul Harris Sustaining Club member. She joined in 2007 as Jennifer Harkness was her sponsor, and she is a Paul Harris Fellow and past president. Happy birthday, Joelle. And last but not least, Randy Kerman is a new member. He joined in 2023. His birthday is April 30th. He's from Canada. Does he still live in Canada? No, he joined came from Canada. He's a Paul Harris Sustaining Club member. He is the owner of the Oaks B&B on 3rd Street. And Dan Heizenrader brought him to us last year. Happy birthday, Randy. I have no idea who to sing to. Who's the closest? Lisa, your birthday's the closest. We're gonna sing to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa, and everybody else. Birthday to you. And I have to pick a certificate to give. So who is here in the room for their birthday today? Lisa is here. Sally's here. Who else? Okay, Sally just won a certificate.
Thank you so much, Joni. Because of course she did. All right, I'm gonna call up George and Jennifer Harper because they have a special event to celebrate. Who's speaking?
So a couple weeks ago, we decided not to have a meeting here because we were going to have an eclipse and all sorts of things like that. So we went to Ithaca, New York, and spent a week in Ithaca and visited our fellow Rotarians in the Ithaca area. We were there for a very special occasion. It was someone's 100th birthday. He had been a member for 50 years. I'm just a little over 50. So yeah, he's been around for quite a while. It was a really nice occasion. Just so you know, they also charge $20 per lunch, but their dues are higher than ours. So we're getting a deal here. But they were very gracious to us, very nice to be with, and we exchanged banners, and they wanted to send back this banner for our club to enjoy.
We'll do it afterwards, I guess. Thank you very much. Okay. So, a year ago, Irene Dobies his membership chair, began talking with Dan Heizenrader and Courtney Coratello about how to attract business people to our Rotary today. Irene researched and found that the Rotary International offers an opportunity for organizational members, and Irene, developed our organization membership. This allows for one person who is a primary member, a member of Rotary International with all its privileges, and up to 3 alternates who are members just of the local club and whose attendance counts towards the primary member. This has several advantages, since so often in today's business environment, one person cannot commit the time to attend meetings and during the business day regularly. So today, Irene's work has come to fruition with our first organization membership. So Irene, would you please come forward and help me with this? Oh, thank you. So, fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure today to welcome into membership in our club, Brennan Webb as a primary member, Rhonda Johnson, Wayne Rochelle, and Jody Osgood as alternates, all from Weber Knapp as our first organization membership. They were proposed by Randy Sweeney. These proposals have been reviewed in accordance with our club standards. Upside down. Brennan, Jody, Rhonda, and Wayne, if you would please come forward. Wait, so you'll be on the screen. There we go. So we now proceed to admit you into membership in the Rotary Club of Jamestown, New York, and to the fellowship of 32,000 plus Rotary clubs throughout the world. In your orientation, you have learned that the ideal of Rotary is service to others, and that our principal motto is service above self. The primary objective of our club and of all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal, and we are confident that you will do this and share in the effort. You have been approved for membership in our club because we believe you are outstanding representatives of your vocations who subscribe to the ideals of Rotary and who are willing to do your share in translating these ideals into effective action. You have agreed to accept the obligations of membership in this club, to obey our Constitution and bylaws, and to be actively engaged members. You have also learned about our specific committees, projects, and other aspects of our club culture during your orientation. We are eager for you to put your gifts and talents to work alongside all of your fellow Rotarians. So Irene Dobies has just presented you with your four-way test, your Rotary pin, and your name tags. So we hope that will take the four-way test plaque and display it with pride. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Jamestown, New York. Let's get a photo. I'd like one photo like this, and then I would like to ask everyone who is here from the membership committee, come on up and we'll have a big photo of everybody from the membership committee that helped make this possible. All right, Mark, and I think Lisa's here, Diana, Pat Kinney. Who else from the membership committee is here? Please. You may have to. Oh. Thank you so much. And congratulations. Backwards. So, a couple of announcements, Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th will be the district conference. So if you haven't signed up and you still want to go, you may do so. And I will be going on Saturday, and I know that Marion and I will be going on Saturday, and Joni is going on Friday if you're interested. I'm sorry? And Michelle's going to go Friday night, yes. So please join us. You're going Saturday, great to know, great. Very good. So, then on Sunday is the April 28th is it from one floor is a cleanup at Barcelona Harbor, which is part of the District 7090 Great Lakes Watershed cleanup, because this is Environment Month. So we are looking for people to assist in the cleanup. I put a sign-up sheet at the front table. So if you did not sign up before, please make sure you do that on your way out, and we should try and carpool. The membership committee that was scheduled after this meeting has been rescheduled for May 6th after the regular Monday meeting. Finally, I wanted to mention once again that I will be getting something out in an email, but the dues for 2024-2025 will be $180. We did the finances with how much we are paying to the district and how much we're paying to Rotary International. And coming this next year, if we didn't increase the dues, we weren't going to get anything for the club. So this includes $20 that will be used by your club. The board approved paying it in 2 payments, 2/3 on June 1st and 1/3 on December 1st. So, and today I want to make a huge thank you to one of our newest members, Jason Sample, who is doing today's Rotary. Thank you, sir. We are also appreciative of Darlene Brace, who wrote the auction article for The Voice, and she asked that we announce the glass half full bingo fundraiser on her behalf. So that's why those flyers are on your tables if you want to help support their efforts of the glass half full. And now, are there any additional matters?
Yes, there are additional announcements. President Ruth asked me to head up a short-term, like hopefully 1 meeting, maybe 2, nominating committee. We're in need of a treasurer and a secretary to start July 1, 2024. Think about it. Okay. You are not in this alone. I have experience with treasurers. Lisa has years of experience as secretary, but we are both stepping out of those positions, and the club needs those positions filled. So if you have any interest at all, please get in touch with me or Lisa. The committee is John Healy, Lisa Goodell, Chris Anderson, and Michelle Jones is deciding. So, please, we want to get this done quickly. So we also need a board member, and I've already tagged 1 person, so I may be tagging others. So just know you'll probably get a phone call by a week from today for any of those positions. But if you are interested and really want to try for treasurer or secretary, please get in touch with us. Or if you have questions, like how many hours a week is it, or a month, and what are the responsibilities? The district trains you, we can train you, you're not in it alone.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. I assume somebody did. Oh. Vince, you're hiding. I can't.
Good afternoon. My name is Ben Sporrigan. I'm with the auction committee, which is going to be awesome. We're talking the GOAT here, greatest of all time auction. Just to let you know, today, as of today, we have 30 live items that Chuck and Ben Ludwig will be live auctioning off on the 18th. We have 35 silent items. We are asking that everyone get to me today their final list of any silent item or a possible live item. We need to know. Why so soon? Because on May 1st, I think that's a week from Wednesday, we go live online. It's absentee bidding, so you can bid on any one of the items, both live or silent. And how do we find them? jnyrotary.afrogs.org and click on View Event Items. We do not, there's a category called online auction. No, it's the event items. So the idea will be with you and all of your friends, get the word out on Facebook, etc., to go to jnyrotary.afrogs.org and view those items, because you'll be able to submit a bid. And you can read, when you click on it, it says, what is absentee bidding? That's the highest amount you're willing to bid for an item. And that will be the starting bid on May 18th, when Chuck and Ben Ludwig start auctioning off the live auctions. It will also be the starting bid for the silent auction items that will be at Moonbrook. I put an email out today. We've had a couple of cancellations. As of this morning, there were 6 tickets available. There's now 4 tickets available. So if you are sad because you did not get in there, please go online, jnyrotary.afrogs.org, and purchase a ticket, and we'll squeeze you in. Okay, so please get that done. We are pretty much sold out. We have 20 incredible sponsors out there, absolutely amazing. And we have people from across this community coming to our auction. I've notified some people to volunteer at the event. Lisa Yagi has been volunteered to hold the silent auction, to organize that. So we need some people to help. And I think we have several that are going to help her. In addition, some people will need to recruit a few more for the actual auction event itself, but I'll be in touch with you. Lisa, what did I say? Lisa Yagi, Lisa Goodell. Okay. Lisa Yagi also has a role to play. Sorry, Lisa, you're back on the hook. I'm sorry. Oh, she left. All right. Special thanks to Mike Roberts and Tim Edberg. The 3 of us have kind of pulled this together, but we now have an incredible team of people. Tomorrow we have a meeting at noon at Mike Roberts' Allied Alarm, where we're going to kind of finalize everything. And we are looking forward to an absolute incredible event this year. So with that, if you have any questions, see me afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vince. So let's see, it looks like maybe John Felton's got the 50-50 drawing. You wore 2 hats today, I guess.
Yeah.
40 bucks. Okay. No, Sally's already won something today. I don't think we can trust Jim.
Winning number is 2862.
2862. Yes. So, one of our newest members. Wonderful.
Okay, thank you. We could have the tub back here because I know people will want to fill it. Yes, it is great. You know, Joni talked about, Ruth had talked about dues, and the margin we have is tight on dues for the club. So we rely on your generosity during Happy Bucks and perhaps some of my initiative to help offset that and meet the additional club expenses. Today, I'm very pleased to say, thanks to Irene and Jim, and Mark has to leave early, but Irene especially, I'm putting $121 in here to start. Whoa, it's a good day, isn't it? The sun is shining. I sat on my front porch today. I've got pictures of a pair of mating loons on the lake in front of my house. That is significant as Ruth is coming into off. It's a good day. It can also be a good day further for the bot. Kirsten, you think I have forgotten that the Cummins Valentine Fund donation went to the Heart CNT, right? The Heart Center? And through the foundation. And Amy, hi there. You were pictured twice in the paper. Same paper. I don't know if that counts as 1 or 2, but I count it as 2 pictures. United Way Allocations Committee is working now and talking to agencies, and you were there, and Sharon, if you're online, you were there too. Okay. Here, I'll give you a microphone.
Anyways, so as well, have been part of allocation.
Thank you. Thank you. And Kurt, can I get you off your phone there? Early, huh? Okay. You were pictured. JCC Student Senate, you're involved with that organization, Mr. VP, Dave? Thought I didn't see it in that lineup, eh? And the BPU earns an American Public Power Grid Gold status Safety Award of Excellence. Thank you, Becky. Okay. So we're doing good here today. As I look out, I see my good friend Pat sipping her coffee. I see her Rotary pin. I do not see her badge. Where is it? Oh, good. The gentleman next to you, I have a little trouble seeing either of those on him. And I use the word gentleman just because we're here in public. That opens the door for some auspicious comments, I believe. None, no comments from.
So shy.
And we were talking about Earth Day. Greg was saying, yeah, I remember the first. And I said, when was it? And we chatted further, and Greg informs me now that it was in 1970. So, Steve, is the United States the only country to have Earth Day? No. How many do you think there are? 16?
60.
60. 60. Okay. How about adding 130 to that? Whoa. Okay, so.
Is that table?
So yeah, so if the table wishes to donate, we will gladly accept it, and Ruth will gladly accept Happy Bucks.
I will gladly accept some happy bucks. I'm gonna put in a fine because I put on your tables, information about a concert on Sunday, May 5th from the Community Music Project. I hope people can attend. Happy bucks.
Yes, I have a happy buck. Our company website was in need of some rework and we partnered with Chris Anderson, who did a great job. So axiomoffice.com, check it out and it tastes good.
Mr. Conroe, you missed someone. Rhonda Johnson, our brand new member, would you please step forward? As she has received the Girl Scout Leadership of the Year Award. And we're talking front page, and I think that doubles the fine. No, I'm kidding. It's, oh, it's a Twinkie. Wow.
Because I received, well, I found out about the article in the Post Journal from Mike on Saturday morning and received more than 20 congratulatory emails, so we're putting a 20 in.
And my 20 is because as a small business owner in a community like ours, along the way, you develop these relationships with people. Those people become your clients, they become your friends. You end up doing lots of different things, like as we would all do, WeberNap. And if you want to hear Brendan sing, come to the Bemis Methodist Church on Sunday morning. He is our worship leader. He is a rock star, literally. And come, we would love to have you. But I became acquainted with WeberNap many years ago. I became friends with their leadership team. When Allied Alarm needs parking spaces across the street, they're welcoming us to do that when we're getting sealing or flooding. They've had some events where they had employee pricing. They've included us. They do a little thing around the Christmas holiday, and they include my entire team in that tradition. And we're grateful for that relationship. for Wayne, for Rhonda, for Rex. Thank you.
Okay, well, I have a happy buck because my husband and I are proud owners of new e-bikes. And so say a prayer for the latest senior citizens that you'll see out on the road. We need it. Also, I have another happy buck for Rhonda Johnson, who is the newest member of the Literacy Committee. She stepped right up and signed up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diane. Very good. Well, thank you for your wonderful, happy news. It's just also great to see so many faces that we haven't seen, or maybe just seen on Zoom. Jim Smith is back today. Glad to see you. And Melissa hasn't been able to make it in a while. Glad to see you. And if I miss people, I'm sorry, but it just was really wonderful today as I saw people walking in. So thank you. All right, and now I will call up Becky to talk about today's speaker.
Hi, okay, thanks a lot. Today we have Tom DiZinno, is that correct? And he was born and raised on the east side of Cleveland. He was educated at St. Joseph's High School, John Carroll University, where my son went, and Cooper School of Art. Tom moved to California with his brothers in the late 1970s to get out of the winter, which was probably around the blizzard of 77 or 78. Tom joined the San Diego Police Department in 1990, working patrol for 13 years, including stints on the department's downtown bike teams, working events like the Super Bowl and the Republican National Convention. He joined the Economic Crimes Unit in 2003, working as a detective on commercial embezzlement and identity theft. In 2006, he joined the National City Police Department, where for 15 years, he worked economic crimes and homicide. In this capacity, he worked with the Secret Service Fraud Task Force. So he's got a pretty neat background. He returned to Winter by joining the Chautauqua County Sheriff Cold Case in unit in 2022. Tom and his partner, Tom Tarpley, also from California, are working on multiple cases of unsolved homicide, missing, and unidentified victim cases. Today, he speaks to us about scams and how to avoid them.
Thanks. My intent today is not to scare you, but I will. I could see right from being here this morning how important money is, how you guys work hard for it and you put it back to use in the community for the good. Closer. I'm afraid. So I see what money can do, but I have to tell you, I do these talks because we are giving it away in record numbers to scammers from all over the world. So I'm going to go through this very quickly today. Just hopefully you could take something away from today that will make you safer and your money safer.
I wanted them to see. Let's see.
Is it on the screen?
Yes, yeah, that's showing.
Okay, great. All right. I call this the 10 Commandments just because it is kind of a mission to me. Because I've seen so many people ruined. I've worked homicides and I've worked financial crimes. To me, they're very similar because financial crimes in many cases are homicide on the installment plan. I've seen people's lives ruined. People taking 47 years of working and saving money so that they could have a decent retirement, live in a comfortable place, and end up living in a halfway house with drug addicts because they lost their money to scammers. And those stories are plentiful. So figure out how to use this. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a down arrow. Thank you. Thank you. All right, here's the numbers. You could read them real quick. It's ugly. $10 billion in 2022. It's a big increase. Here's the things that scare you. 12% of Americans have reported being scammed in a year. This is something that's new. You always get data breaches. Oh, you're this data breach happened, this data breach happened. A quarter of them end up in fraud. 32% of victims are hit more than once, and this is going to cover on. And 25% of all victims have an account opened on them that they never find out about. This is from reported cases. And my best guess from Secret Service is at best 30% of the cases are reported. Here's why you're likely for it to happen. It is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. There's 3 levels of fraud criminals. There's the local yokels who steal your mail. We'll talk about them. There's organized crime. And organized crime in the United States and the cartel in Mexico have learned that fraud next to drugs is the best way to get money. So they have enhanced it and their growth is monumental. But the real culprits, the things that kill us the best, are at the top level, the international consortium cartels. Some of them are government-based. They have all kinds of resources and they work 365 days a year, 24 hours a day to steal your money. There are a lot of scams and I could spend the whole day just talking about it. And look at the last one. The last scam that I'm going to talk to you about is new one starting today we don't know about because they change so fast. The internet was the nirvana for fraudsters because we are all on the internet. We all tell people what we're doing. We look for a job. We look for a loan. We look for love. We look for money. All of the things that we do on the internet are there for the world to see. So fraudsters have been able to be a lot more effective by introducing themselves into your life in a portal that they know you're in. You're looking for a job. You're looking for a rental. So some of these scams that are on the top 20 are just nothing more than reflecting what you do. You're going out and you're looking for a job. You might get a mystery shopper type of a solicitation where they send you a check. The fraud is really built around something called con men. You remember the old deal con men? Here's what con men did. The first rule of a con is they never ask you for anything first. They always give you something first. That's the con. So you're going to see in all of these scams, there's a bit of a con. Oh, your computer's is blocked. We're going to help you. Let me on your computer remote. Oh, here's a check for a charity, or we're going to help us, your grandkids for schools, saying, hey, Johnny's getting a fundraiser for school. Go help. There's always a help. They never ask you for money first. Look for that. Targeted spear phishing is something that is relatively new and it's happening overnight. It is growing. So I talked to a woman last week who lost $82,000. And she said these people knew everything about me. They knew my Social Security. They knew where I worked. They knew where my retirement plan was. Well, how did they know that? Well, when I talked her through it, it found out 6 months ago, she filled out a very small, innocuous email that she needed to have her passwords reset, which she already did. She went, did it. Well, the con, I'm helping you a favor. Your passwords are bad. We got to do them. That was the start. That top level of criminal, those international consortiums, build databases of people. And little by little, they generate the information from you. And one day they're going to hit you up pretty big. That's spear phishing, where you don't even realize it's happening to you. You get 1 or 2, 3, what seemingly innocuous emails. And the next thing you know, you've given information that's put together a database for them to come after you in a big way. The grandparent emergency. You folks, I'm sure, have heard all about that. Johnny calls grandma, hey, I'm in Canada, I have a flat tire, I've been arrested, I need money, I don't want to tell my parents. They send them money. Free medical devices is a very popular one with senior citizens of, hey, you don't have to do anything, just give me your medical plan information and we'll get you a free walk or a free diabetic way to measure diabetes, whatever it is. Next thing you know, they've got your your medical history, your medical records. That's a lot more profitable to them than your bank account because they're going to charge your provider over and over again. They've even, because of the internet, things like rental scams. So a house goes up for sale, there's an MLS, they steal the MLS and they rent that house to people who the house isn't for rent. Microsoft and Google, I'm going to talk about them more. They're not your friend. They're not going to email you anything good. When you get an email from them, dump it. Amazon, the new one is, you probably have all seen this, you purchase, somebody's calling about your purchase or emailing you about a purchase. I didn't make that purchase. What's your inclination? Oh, they're doing me a favor. I'm going to go check on that. They're after your information. Delivery delayed is a similar one that's coming out. All of a sudden you're getting these emails, your delivery's been delayed. There's no delivery. They just want your information. That is spear phishing. Warrant jury duty. We've all seen those. They're pretty old. Scam bank alerts. We all get bank alerts from our banks. A lot of them are false. We'll talk about how to get through those. Social Security, the government's never going to do you a favor. So don't look for anything from the government to help you. This is a new one that's out. HR, you've been nominated. We just got hit at the department last week with this. Hey, one of your fellow workers thought you did such a great job. They nominated you for a special reward, $25. Yeah, who wouldn't sign up for that? Yeah, it's a fraud. It's a spear phishing for the company. They're not after me. They're after the Chautauqua County Sheriff. Charity funding loans, social media marketplace. If you guys are on Facebook or Instagram, I hope none of you are on TikTok, but if you see these great products and you look at them and they got a wonderful video and they look great, and this is something I got to buy. Half of those people don't have a product. The social media marketplace is extremely vulnerable and ripe. You've been hacked, you've seen that, and then you get somebody to remote your computer. Your computer needs space. This is really hot right now. You need to buy some more space because your computer all the cache is filled up. And then they get into your computer. And there's always a new one starting today. The common denominator for fraud is the demand for money now. So when somebody asks you for money now, right away, get out, run. Arrivederci, see ya. Because nobody asks you for money now. Here's some key words for you just to look at. As soon as somebody says to you, gift card, get out. Crypto money, get out. MoneyGram, Western Union, get out. Electronic transfer, don't ever. We're going to talk about this. Electronic transfers. A good scammer wants your bank info. And the minute you do an electronic transfer, they've got it. They're using personal pay apps like Venmo and that, saying, hey, send me money. Your utility is not going to have you send money on Venmo or PayPal. You're not going to happen. That's a fraud. Remote access. The minute somebody says to you, I need to get on your computer to remotely crash, pull the plug, get out. Because they're going to get everything off that computer. Download this. No. I wouldn't even download from my mother. Do not download anything or use a hot link on any email because all they are is fraught with theft. Some of the new words out there, you're getting emails that say sad news, photos, hi, how are you? Just simple little things like that. They're all fraud. Now, this is what I'm going to say very cautiously because the banks are doing this. Legitimate banks are now saying, hey, use your voice as your password. When you call the bank, you call Wells Fargo, you call MT Bank, use your voice as your password. Artificial intelligence is going to make the fraudsters even richer. So in this instance, I know it's being done legitimately, but I won't do it. I'm never going to give somebody my voice so that they can replicate it and have somebody hack it and use it against me. Here's the good thing. Look at all these people. I'm not gonna go through them. These people do not call you, right? If you get a call from them, law enforcement, Social Security, IRS, all of these guys, forget it. They're thieves. These people are not gonna call you for a benefit for you, for money to help them. Homeland Security is not gonna ask you to help them solve a crime. The FBI is not gonna call you, FTC is not gonna call you, the jury commission isn't gonna call you, and Publishers Clearinghouse is not gonna call you because they're gonna show up with a bus and all the women with the balloons. So it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna call you. When you get calls from these people, hang up. And that's one thing I'm gonna ask you very sincerely. You get a call, you get an email. Do not try to outsmart somebody who does this 365 days a year, 24 hours a day to millions of people. You can't do it. The only way to prevent for being a victim is to eliminate the email, shut down the phone. Don't have any discourse with them. They're much smarter and more experienced at this than you are. Google is not your friend. You know how Google works? So Google, and all the browsers, Safari, Edge, all of them, you pay money, you pay for advertising, and you rise to the top of the list so that when I Google plumbing or rental cars or whatever, the people who have paid the most rise to the top. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because once I'm at the top, I don't need to pay anymore because I'm always going to be at the top, right? So that's what you get when you Google information like free credit report. We all get free credit reports, right? How do you get it? Say Google free credit reports. I can guarantee you that about first 15 of those people on there are crooks, because they've paid the money and they've risen to the top of the Google thing. Google is not your friend. None of the browsers are. He who pays the most comes up first, and there is no vetting on this. You pay the money, you're up on top. Social media, as I'm saying, the social media marketplaces are not policed by anyone. So what we have found in law enforcement is a lot of these products don't exist. They're scams, they're cheaply made, they don't replicate what they're showing. It's not the place to buy. If you need a product or you see something that's pretty cool, find out what the name is, then start the research. And we're going to talk about how you shop and verify things. And the Federal Trade Commission doesn't care. So they're off to the races. This is the most controversial thing I'm going to tell you today. Debit card. How many of you use a debit card to shop? I see some shaking heads. Good. Debit card was invented to get access to your ATM, right? But what is it connected to? All of your bank accounts. So I'm a crook. What do I want? I want your debit card. And people use them. I'm going to use my favorite at gas stations. They love using their debit card at gas stations. The most scammed vehicle out there today by the Russian Armenian mob are gas pumps. What do they want? Your debit card. Because once I get your debit card, I can weasel into your savings account, your checking account, your trust account, and all the other accounts that are attached to your debit card. Who works for a bank? Okay, I'm not trying to take you off. Once you get ripped off for money, cash, vis-a-vis ripped off by a credit card, it's much more difficult to make amends. And they know that. It takes a longer time. So crooks want your debit card. They'll ask you for a debit card. They'll ask you to photograph your debit card. They want your debit card in the reader because that's really entree into your financial, your nest egg. Debit cards, I would advise use them to get the ATM money, and that's it. I'd say the leading organized crime that just one gas station guy lost 800 gallons in 8 hours. Crazy. That's how much money. That's to just get in. And now we're all employees of all the stores because we use self-checkout, right? So we all go use that self-checkout. Guess what they're hitting next? Kmart's self-checkout machines. Do not put your debit card in there. Your credit card is so much safer, at least because your credit cards will stop it. And if you really want to be a really smart protector, because you guys got to be the cops. We can't help you. We only follow up after the damage is done. You have to be the cops of your own money. So if you really want to be a good cop, I recommend this. You get one credit card that maybe you even load it, and that's the only one you use on the internet or anything electronic. One. And it's not attached to anything else. That's the safest thing for you to do. Because as soon as you start using stuff that is connected to other funds and other dollars, you're going to have a problem. The postal system. Okay, remember the low-hanging fruit, the local yokels that I showed you on the inside side of the circle? They hit your mail. They love hitting your mail. And they steal from your post office box. They steal the little blue ones. They steal postal trucks. And you know what they do with that? They don't go to the bank with it. Your credit card application, your credit card statement, those wonderful things. Any of you still get convenience checks? So your credit card companies love to send convenience checks, just in case you're someplace like Siberia that doesn't take a credit card, you could use the check. Well, they love that because that's instant money. Those personal PII, we call them personal identifying information, is chattel to go buy drugs. So they don't do anything with it. They take it to the drug house. They turn it in for some bags of crack. It's a commodity for them. And it's those guys at the drug house that then start moving up into the next circle. They hand that over to organized crime. And there is a thing, this will scare you, called the dark web. And the dark web is where all the people who have been scammed, their information goes up and it's for sale. In San Diego, we got called out one night for a guy who was driving, looking for a prostitute. Patrol car stops him. They open his trunk and they go, oh, what is this? And they call us. And we go out there, and in this guy's trunk, he had thousands of blank credit cards from different Amex, Visa, Diners Club. He had all these expensive machines they didn't know where they were, and 17 satellite phones. Satellite phones, you know, that work everywhere. You know, we go talk to this guy, and he is a dark net shopper. And the consortiums from all three of those circles call him and say, I need 2,500 American Express cards. I need 2,500 Visa cards. He pulls the names from the dark web. The fancy machines were Italian and Chinese credit card machines. They make them and then he ships them. He was so tired of this because those 17 phones all went to a different organization. He was tired. So he did something really stupid to get arrested. And the Secret Service, I didn't see him more than 15 minutes before they came and took him away. But that gives you an idea how potent these people are. Okay, you not only have to worry about protecting yourself, all the people that you deal with. Talking to your tax preparer, your doctor, all the people, your bank, they get hacked all the time. So you need to worry about them too, because they're after their information. Your investment house, your employer. That's why the employers are so tough in this, getting you to read how to protect yourself. And to that end, I gave you all a handout. And then handout, you can look at your own. It's the best way to do an autopsy on an email before you act. Read that, and it'll really change the way you handle emails. So you've got to worry about that. Is it okay for you to ask your doctor or your tax preparer or your bank how they protect your information? You bet it is. And that's your right, and that's what you should be doing. Okay, this is the easy one. For the low-hanging fruit, the crooks on the street, the guys who are going to take your information and use it at the drug house. What do they do? They break into your car. This is the lowest of the low. It's even lower than stealing your mail. They break in your car, and unfortunately, too many people put their wallet in the car or in the shopping basket. Here's a way to protect yourself. I want you to put your wallet on a diet. Go home, take everything out of it. You don't need more than one credit card. You do not need your social security card. Do you really need your medical information? Do you have any passwords in it? Oh yeah, I've seen it. Oh, I carry my passwords with me all the time. That's great. Is your union card, your pension card in there? I want that. I'm a crook. There's more money in your pension than there is in your checking account. What personal information in there do you have? I've seen so many people come in and, oh, I had my grandchildren, all their social security numbers in my wallet. Oh, how many do you have? 12. Oh, yeah. You don't put that stuff in your wallet. Clean it out. One credit card, one gas card, you're home. All right, here's the most important takeaway for you. Here's the 3 things you have to do to prevent from being scammed. Verify, protect, and respect. Verify is the most important thing. Verify every email you get. That's what I handed out to you. Who's it from? I know we get overburdened and there's 72 emails in the last hour. So you just go through them real quick. If you don't know them, dump them. If it looks somewhat legitimate, let's verify it. Let's go look at that address. That email that I got last week that I got $25 from somebody who thought I was doing a good job. And the HR, it came from HR, but I looked at the email, it was a private company. I went and did research on the company. It's a fraudulent company. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You've got to verify every email. If you don't know them, if it isn't somebody that you're talking to all the time, you've got to verify it. Is this organization a legitimate organization? Look it up. Verify the phone number. Here's a good one. Somebody called, was telling me they got ripped off, and they were told, hey, listen, we want you to call the FTC. So go to Google right now and look up the FTC number. So they did. And before they could call them, a number comes in that's the same number that was the FTC number. Just, hey, here's the con. We heard you were in trouble. We're calling you ahead of time. $80,000 for that victim. Verify the browser you're looking at is really, or the website is really the website for the person that you're looking for. This is very difficult today because marketing on the internet has gotten so rich that you go to any restaurant or somebody that you know and you Google it, and you're going to get all these middlemen who are selling trips or reservations or everything else. They're not the real person. You need to be very careful about who you go to if you're going to do a transaction with somebody, that it's the real entity that you want to do that transaction with. You with me? And if you have any doubts, here's the best thing that we could do. Help each other, especially senior citizens. Some of them perhaps shouldn't be handling their finances by themselves, and they're too afraid to ask for information. And the reason these crimes don't get reported is because they're so ashamed they've been ripped off. But the best thing we could do is promote an atmosphere, especially you bankers, of come in and ask the bank before you do anything silly by giving people money that you worked hard for. That's what I ask for you in my prayer. Protect your information and your money just like a family do. You're never going to ask some stranger come in and say, hey, take whatever you want. But that's what we do all day on the internet. We're like, come on in. I give you remote access to my computer. No problem. Here's my passwords. No problem. They're going to steal from you. Do not give any personal identifying information to anybody over the phone. And I do this all the time. I don't care. You want my social security number? Tell me why. What are you going to do with it? I'll get it to you another way. I'll text it to you. I don't give my PIA to anybody. And check your accounts at least weekly, bi-monthly, your bank accounts, your checking accounts, your credit card accounts, your pension accounts, your government accounts. You got to check them all the time. You know, you get 3 free credit checks a year. There's 3 credit bureaus. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Each one of them gives you one free credit report a year. So space it out. Get your free credit reports 3 times a year. You got to police yourself. We can't do it. And change your password consistently. And I do tell folks, take a hard look at these apps called like Dashline. Dashline Consumer Reports is very, very high end that generates passwords for you so that you don't have to carry them. You just have one password to Dashline. They generate passwords on all your accounts. It's worth every cent. Lastly, respect your money. Unless any of you are trust fund babies and you inherited $3 million, you worked really hard for your money. You know how long takes to recover a loss? And most people are not at the ability to recover the money that they lose. So you've got to be the cop on your own money. And once you get into the game, once you've been scammed, once you decide, oh, I can outwit this beanhead on the phone with me, you're going on the darknet database, and it's going to be a forever experience because they'll never let you go. That's my contact. Please look through that handout that I gave you because I think it's a great way of knowing how to check emails. And if anybody has questions, do we have time? Okay, then you got my info. Send me an email. And I'll verify you.
Thank you very much. That was amazingly informative. And we do you can also, if you didn't catch all that, you can check it out on the recording. So thank you very much for that. This is Earth Day, as we've mentioned. Please think about how you can help heal our planet today and every day. So Tom, every one of Rotary's major international projects, as you heard, is to eradicate polio in the world. In honor of and thanks for your presentation, we will be providing a donation so that 4 kids will be vaccinated against polio and never experience it in their lives. Yes, thank you very much. Very good. Thank you all very much, and we are adjourned.